Setting up a static IP on a desktopless Linux server isn't as easy as it is on Windows. Instead of a nice window where you just type things in, you have to edit a raw config file, and it uses a format so painfully strict that if you add one accidental space, the whole thing breaks apart. But instead of writing that file from scratch and risking a stupid syntax error, we are going to cheat a little. There is a much simpler way that is practically error-proof. The config file you actually need to edit is located in the etc Netplan directory. Depending on your system, it might be called 50 cloud init.yam, 01 netcfg.yam, or something else entirely. If there's more than one file in there, you generally want to target the one with the highest number. But for now, leave it alone. We aren't going to touch it yet. We're just going to overwrite it with a pre-made template. But where do you get a template if you're taking an IT certification exam and you have absolutely zero internet access? Relax, you don't need to download anything. Linux already has a perfect pre-written static IP template buried deep inside the system. It lives right here. And remember this. User share doc netplan examples static.yaml. If you want to peek at what's inside, just type the command cat in front of that path. Yes, cat. They live even inside Linux. So how do we easily copy this template into our actual network config? It's super simple. You just use the cp command, which literally stands for copy. Type sudo to run it as an admin, then cp, then the path to the template. For the destination, just type etc netplan and hit the tab key. If there's only one config file, the system will autofill the rest of the name. Hit enter and boom! The clean template has now overwritten your config file. Now we need to edit it, but before we open it, you need to know what your network card is actually called. Your computer has no fucking clue what my Wi-Fi or Ethernet cable means. Type IPA and hit enter. Look at the list and find your physical network card. It could be called ETH0, but on newer systems, it's usually something weird like NP3S0 or NO1. Find it and write down its name. Now, let's open that config file. Type sudo nano etc netplan and hit the tab key again to autofill the name. You are now inside the Nano text editor. You only need to change 5 things. First, swap the dummy interface name for your actual network card, like NP3S0. Second, type in the static IP address you want the machine to have, but remember, you have to include the subnet mask right next to the IP using Cedar notation, so it should look something like /24 at the end. Third, delete the line that says search my domain. You don't need it. Just put your cursor on this line and hit Ctrl+K to remove the line. Fourth, type in the IP address of your preferred DNS servers. And finally, set the gateway IP, which is usually the IP address of your router. Once you've changed everything you need, save the file. Hit Ctrl+O, enter to confirm, and Ctrl+X to exit Nano. We are almost done. The file is saved, but the operating system hasn't read it yet. You have to explicitly tell the computer, look, I made changes to the config file, adjust to it. You do that by typing sudo netplan apply. And that's it. To make sure everything works, ping another device on your local network, or if you have internet access, ping google.com. If it replies, you're done.